Hi, I'm Brad Simpson with Simpson Limited Collector Firearms, and today I would like to talk about import marks. Now, the federal government requires that if you import a firearm, as we do many, you have to mark the gun with the name of the importer. And if the gun does not have the make, model, a serial number, and caliber, you also have to add whichever of those are not present. Now, as a collector, you've heard that import marks drastically reduce the value of a firearm. And in many cases, that's true. If you've ever seen the old M1 carbines, the Blue Sky imported, and they stamped the barrels so deep that sometimes they even bent the barrels and the guns don't shoot straight. The markings are really an eyesore. They're in an obvious place. And yes, they do hurt the value. But import marks don't have to be done that way. The rules, there's actually no size limit as to how big the import marks are, as long as they're legible. And there is a depth requirement, which is 3/1000 of an inch. Now, the ATF inspectors have told us, if you can feel it with your fingernail, it's 3/1000 of an inch. So, as we've done, we got the best metal cutting laser engraver we could find, and we set it to cut at 3/1000 of an inch deep. And it's just like a printer. We can set the font, we can set the size, and then one at a time we can place the mark as inconspicuously as possible, as long as it's legible and on an exterior surface of the frame. Here's an example of one of our import marks on a Walther PP. As you can see, exterior part of the frame, covered by the magazine, but still an exterior part of the frame, right on this flat. You can feel it with your fingernail, so it's legal, very inconspicuous, very tastefully done. So if you're looking at a collector firearm and it has very inconspicuous import marks, it affects the value much less than the guns you typically see that have big, ugly import marks in obvious places. And interestingly enough, it is not illegal for you, the owner, to remove import marks. Obviously, you cannot remove the serial number, but import marks are not treated the same way. So, the less conspicuous and the lighter the import marks are, the easier they are for the customer to remove on a collector gun if they choose to. Also, if you are interested in importing an expensive firearm, you want the import marks to be as inconspicuous and affect the value as little as possible. And so definitely think about us if you're importing expensive firearms, because we can do the markings as inconspicuously and as tastefully as possible, which will affect the value of your gun far less than if it's poorly done by one of our competitors. So as you can see, not all import marks are the same. If you have any other questions or ideas for a video, send me an email at brad@simpsonltd.com. Thank you.